It's Hey everybody! Welcome to another episode of the Dirty Thirties. It is I, Joshua, with my good buddy Brandon. We are here to delight you with the sights and sounds of our lives of two dudes in their 30s just getting by. I think we got a little off track from the original beginning of the show and talking about stuff, but we're gonna get back on it tonight, and we got a guest with us tonight. We're bringing back Paul, see what he's up to. So without further ado, Brandon, are you out there?
I'm here, man. Yeah, what's up with your background? You look like you just got arrested for snooping around playgrounds or something.
Oh, that's not even funny. You can do better than that. Try again later. I think you can definitely come back with something better than that. And Paul, you with us tonight?
Unfortunately, yeah, I'm here.
Unfortunately, we could cut you out of this thing right now.
You could, but you won't.
Probably not. We need the go-to guy for a little comedic action since Brandon's joke was lame. You got a background joke for me? Anything?
A background joke. You do look like you're in prison right now. You do. You look like you're live broadcasting from your jail cell.
Well,
I don't think you'd be arrested for the type of you're the type of guy to creep around playgrounds though.
no, I do not like the young chicks. At least not that young.
No, you like the young boys. That's what you like.
No, not at all. Yeah,
No.
yeah, no,
Not
probably not.
even if they dress up like girls.
No, that'd be even worse, I think.
No.
Yeah.
What about like here? I got one for you. What about like if one of those like what do you call the Thailand like little lady boys where you cannot even tell that they're a dude, like they you know what I mean, like they go on talk shows and like the audience has to vote whether or not they're a guy and everybody thinks they're a chick. Like what about one of those?
I don't think so. I've never had any
Like
experience with something like that. I think that's more your department in the sense of the Asians, but we'll get to that. But before we do, Brandon, you're being quiet over there. You got a joke?
No, man. I was interested in this ladyboy story and seeing where it was going. So he was saying that it looks exactly like a woman, functions like a lady.
no,
And
not exactly.
top half.
I think they still have like the little scrotum and penis thing going on.
That's the only thing I learned from Hangover 2.
There's no vagina.
Yeah. They can tuck it.
Exactly.
Okay, so on that note, we'll just get right after it tonight. Paul, it's been a long time since we've talked to you. What's new in the world? Believe you're still in the second city there?
Yeah, I'm working pretty regularly, doing a few gigs here and there. Got a job at a gym, slinging some gym memberships again. Got with a different gym, so I just finished up starting the last couple of days. So yeah, if you need a gym membership and you're in the Chicago area, come see me.
It's quite the sales pitch right there. Really close.
I can't I can't say the name of the gym. I don't want to get too specific here.
Fair enough.
Is it one of those ones where you have to get people to sign up for memberships? Like
Yes.
that's your bread and butter is getting
Absolutely.
people to do that. And
I mean,
you don't want them to cancel at all. You lose money if they cancel.
no, you don't use money. I mean, if they cancel, as long as it's within like a 90-day period, like if they cancel, after a couple of months, for whatever reasons, your commission's fine. They don't really screw with it. But yeah, I mean, your bread and butter is commissions. I mean, you basically get paid, a few cents above minimum wage, really. So you really want to, there's incentive to make sales because the commissions can be pretty good. So. Yeah, you got to get them to sign up. You got to get them to join the gym, lose weight, blah blah blah. Find out whatever their fitness goals are, and sell them hard.
How do you entice someone who's not someone who's really not a fitness person? You're like, hey man, you look so fat. You need to come here every day. Like how do you, I don't understand. Like how do you appeal to those people?
A guy's not going to walk on the lot unless he wants to buy. I mean, he's in the gym. It's not like he just walked in because he had to use the bathroom, and we're just trying to sell him a membership. But that as much as our managers would want us to do that, like they do sometimes want you to go pull people in off the street, like, hey, you got a gym membership, and then that kind of crap. But The last job I had was ridiculously aggressive with that. I mean, they wanted you to just walk up to people off the train stop and just grab people by the throat and drag them in. But this one's a little not as aggressive with that. So I guess if you have no interest in signing up for a gym, you wouldn't be in there in the first place. Like, you wouldn't even be in the gym checking it out. So
True.
Does your gym is to have like the whole like locker room with jacuzzis and all that kind of stuff, or is it more just like a scaled back gym?
it's a little more scaled back. It's kind of hardcore. It appeals to more of the lifters. It's got a track. It's got a huge free weight room, some ellipticals and cardio machines. But it's not like the other gym that I worked at was more catering towards, we got a pool and racquetball courts. It's not like that. I like it because I'm a lifter, so it's a lifter's gym.
So you get to get in for free and free membership then, basically.
Yeah, get to pump iron. I still have a gym membership at the old gym because it's still so cheap. So I got 2 different gym memberships now, one free and one that I don't pay for. So I'm just getting jacked.
What's the grossest thing you've seen at the gym?
Grossest? What do you mean?
I don't know, like a guy sitting in his own feces or something. I don't know. I don't go to the gym.
There's one gym that's in Boys Town. Well, it's not in Boys Town. It's close. It's actually too close for comfort, and it's become quite the meat market. So there's all kinds of stuff going on in lockers, and they had to in the locker rooms, and it got so bad at one point that they had to post a guard inside the locker rooms. Like, a dude was getting paid money to be a security guard just to hang out inside the men's locker room because of all the hookups that were going on. It was like a hot spot on the gay scenes. They would play around in the sauna, and if you make eye contact with them, that's just like the worst thing you can do because that just encourages them. So you just got to be careful.
Isn't there like an app for your phone that you can hook up with people and stuff? So like that one would just be like the Death Star, just like a pulsating, red dot of like come here to bang.
That's the Grindr app. That it's probably a Grindr hotspot.
I've never seen it, but I just picture like the app of like the map of the city and like all these red dots like going to this bigger red dot, like Yama's to a flame because this is the hotspot.
It's I've seen it a couple of times. When I was working at bars, I've had different guys show it to me how Grindr works. It's an amazing app. It's brilliant. I mean, I just wish that women could get with the fucking program and there could be a straight version of a Grindr for chicks, but women don't. As it turns out, women are not a fan of. They're not into the anonymous bathroom sex with strangers.
Unless they're really drunk at a bachelorette party.
They're not into glory holes. It's a tough sell.
Yeah. Right on. So you haven't been on the show for a long time, and recently your computer was down, but you're back online and ready to go.
Yeah.
What was up with too much porn?
Too much porn? Probably. You hear me?
Yeah.
It sounded like Josh had a stroke for a second because he was slurring his speech like a New Year's Eve special.
Continue.
Does that make up for the brick wall joke?
Yeah, that does. You're good. You're good for a little while now.
It's just been the computer was running really slow, and I had to go take it to a computer repair shop. I found a local neighborhood one that was basically just a bunch of run by a bunch of African French dudes, and I called the guys up on the phone, and they answered the phone hello, like. Yeah, here it was. I was on the internet, and I saw something Brothers Computer Shop, and they answered the phone. They're like, "Hello," and I was like, "Okay, first bad sign right off the bat. Like no business name, nothing professional." So I re-verified to say, is this the I said, "Hi, is this computer repair?" And he goes, "Oh yes, that's us. This computer repair." He's going into his whole spiel, and I said, "How much for cleanup?" He goes, "Cleanup." He's like, $50, and I was like, oh wow, okay, it's like 75, 80, 90 anywhere else, for
Did they
cleanups.
actually have a French African accent?
French accent.
You were doing a very very poor job of mimicking.
Yeah, I can't do it.
It's a very specific dialect that not many people have been exposed to.
Okay.
No, it's.
So for the remainder of this story, whenever they speak, will you use some other impressions so we know it's them speaking?
Oh. Yes.
Let's not be racist. Don't go with Apollo Creed. Let's go with something else.
No, I mean, when I went over there, first of all, it's like in this big business complex, and you walk up inside a flight of stairs, and you're just like walking down the hallways of a school. I'm like, this is shady. I'm gonna get killed. Like, it's not in a good part of town. It's like by my neighborhood, but it's like you go a little bit east of my neighborhood, and you're in a place called Uptown. Uptown's pretty fucking dodgy in spots. Like, it's not dangerous. You probably won't get mugged or stabbed. It's just like it's a lot of weirdos, like winos and all this kind of stuff. But it's broad daylight, so I'm cool. Bring a computer up there. I'm walking around. I walk into this place, and all it is like this giant room with 5 African guys all speaking French, just really fast to each other, not speaking a word of English. And there's computer parts everywhere. There's just shelves. There's just like a million computers. There's keyboards and cell phones scattered all over the place. So I'm like, okay, this is a place. And the guy sits down with me and pulls out my computer and starts just getting in there, and he's like, okay, I fix for you, and for you $50, and he's going on about you know, what I have on my computer and what's causing it to be so slow. So I left the computer. I was like, okay, how long do I have to leave this with you guys? You know, how long? He's like, no, sit down. He's like, we have done fast. We have done half hour. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. I'm like, because every other place you take it to Best Buy, they make you wait overnight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so they can download all your files onto a hard drive and sell them to you later.
Something like that. But no matter what, like most traditional computer repair shops, they'll keep it overnight. Really, it's going to take them 40 minutes to fix it, but they'll just make you wait 2 fucking days. So these guys had it done as I'm sitting there, and I'm just watching him just tear up my computer. He's pulling files up that I've never seen before. He's going into areas of my computer I didn't even know existed, and he's like this you see here, you need no, delete, you know, delete, just going through all these files. You need this, no, I thought to do it. Just going. In the meantime, he's fucking with his cell phone at the same time. Like, he's got 2 things going on, multitasking. He's pulling a cell phone apart. He rips this package out of a cell phone that is about to explode. Now, I don't know what this thing was. I think it was like a battery, but it had ballooned up to like the size of like this. Like, it's filled with some chemical inside of it, and they're all freaking out. And I'm sitting there like, it's gonna explode. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I had one of those moments where I'm like, yeah, this might be it. Like, this could blow up, and this could be how I die. Like, do you ever have that moment where you think that, oh, this is how it happens?
Every day.
I'm like, this is some weird chemical. It's going to be toxic. These idiots are going to blow this shit up, and this is how my parents are going to find out how I died in some weird, you know, room on the 3rd floor of a fucking industrial building in the middle of Chicago because a bunch of Africans were fucking with a cell phone. I don't know what these guys are doing with the cell phone. Like, they're trying to rig it, they're trying to fix it or hack it, but, you know, they eventually just toss that thing out in the trash before it explodes. And they're tearing through my computer, and they fixed it 100%, and it runs a lot better now. And he also showed me this really cool program that he downloaded for me. It's called a YouTube video downloader. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's a program.
Yeah. You put the URL of the.
You put the URL of the video. It will copy the video. Now, if it's a song, let's say if you want to download a song, you know how people will post albums and songs on YouTube, but they'll have a video to go with it. You can transvert it and basically just get the audio off of it. So I was like, free of charge. You just showed me here. This is, you know, what you can use now. I was like, this is great. So, and it also works for porn videos too, which is good.
And they're also watching you on your webcam right now. So fair trade-off, I think.
So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Exactly. Au revoir.
Bonjour.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
It works great.
Shout out to your 5 French African friends. All right. Well, it's good to know that you'll be up and running and be able to watch hours and hours and hours of porn. And yeah. So, Brandon, you're techie. I mean, do you always just fix your own computers, or do you have a bunch of French Africans take care of your shit?
Yeah. You know, I've never had that problem actually. Just keep it pretty clean. Like I think if I ever get into a problem, I just reset the whole thing. I've got all the files that I need backed up, and then I just reboot it and start it from scratch, and no big deal.
That's
I've
pretty
actually,
nice.
yeah. I've actually, switched to Macs as of late. So, fortunately, I haven't had too much of a problem yet, and we'll see. But so far, so good. This is like the new tech show. This is
Yeah, so we just got all tech
outside of our wheelhouse right here.
a little bit.
Talk
Well,
about
all right.
Tony Danza.
Tell me what you know about the deep internet. Blow my mind.
What do I know about the deep internet?
Yeah.
I know that there are. Have you ever heard of Reddit?
Yes.
Yeah.
So on
Well,
Reddit.
first of all, we got to clarify what the hell is the deep internet.
Well, at this point, if you don't know what the deep internet is, just YouTube that shit because it'll take too long for us to explain something we don't even understand. So.
Oh, is this like some conspiracy theory like sci-fi bullshit, or
Wait a minute, you don't know what the deep internet is?
I don't know what the deep internet is.
Really? I'm shocked to hear that.
Is it like an underworld, like in you know how like in the futuristic movies, like in Star Wars, they have like those cities like Coruscant, and like goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into like the underworld, and all of a sudden you're down into like places that they never knew existed.
Exactly.
It's-
and it's on the internet.
Very much like that. Yeah.
All right, I'll have to Google that.
Yeah, definitely.
Tell us what you know about the deep internet, Brandon.
Well, all I know is from Reddit. Like, so on Reddit is a site that like people submit links and you vote them up, the ones that you like, and the best links float up to the top, and then the bottom, the bottom sucks. You don't even go there. But then there's like a really robust commenting system, so you can interact with other people, like centering around the link that was submitted. So they've got like categories, of different. If you're really into The Walking Dead, there's a Walking Dead subreddit. There's photography and stuff. And there's pretty much a subreddit for anything. And what people like to do is set you up like in other normal places, like, oh, check out this funny link, and then it's a link to one of the really, really dirty ones. So there's this one called Space Dicks, where it's just
You couldn't wait to click on that.
I'm curious.
Yeah, Google Space Dicks, and it's something that you can't unsee. It's like severed penises floating around in space. So someone took like pictures of cocks and Photoshop like really like mutilated ones and Photoshop them in very innocuous places. So be prepared for that. You'll never unsee that.
All right, hold on. We got Space Dicks.
Yeah.
DICKS. I'm gonna see if this is real. Reddit. Oh, here it goes. Oh shit. Robots. Space Dicks. Space Dicks. What's IMGUR?
That's a site that will host images for you. So Reddit doesn't host anything like itself. So if you've got an image to share, you put it on a site called Imager, and they'll host it for free.
Oh, this is pretty bad.
Explain what you're seeing
I'm
to
not even
Josh.
gonna look. I'm not looking.
Well, some of it's normal. Like there's like a picture of. It seems Photoshop. Like this one's Photoshop. I'm looking at a Photoshop of a little girl's face. She's probably about like 10 or something, but they Photoshop like a butthole on her face. That's just. I guess that's just pretty stupid. I don't think I'm really like shocked by that. But some of these are just awful. There's a guy sticking a rose up a girl's butthole, and it appears to be covered in like dirt.
This is neither space nor dicks.
Oh, this is not space or dicks, but no. Here's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chicks all lying in a row. They're all really hot, naked, and one guy's banging one girl. I think like he's going from. They all have their vaginas up in the air, so he's going from like one vag to the next.
Okay, Space Dicks has changed, and they've kind of slipped on their standards because in the past it was just dicks photoshopped in like weird places. It sounds like they've kind of taken this popularity, let it go to their head a little bit, and like let's just put anything there that'll get a rise out of people.
Dicks that occupy spaces.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
anywhere.
So, in this has to do with the deep internet. How?
Well, it's stuff that you wouldn't won't normally want to see. Like,
So
That's not the deep internet.
well,
so
you know,
when
there's
you say-
okay.
when you say deep internet, I'm thinking like that's where like fucking pedophiles hang out.
It is.
Why would I know about that, man? What do you?
You're a
what do you-
tech guy. You work for the internet. Yeah, I figured you knew.
I have a computer at work, so I know where the pedophiles all share their
all right.
paraphernalia.
Not as all right. So skip the pedophile part, but the whole deep internet is like it's a fact that everything that we have access to on the internet is about 2% of the actual internet, and there's 98% that is unaccessible. That
Who
is
says
the
that this
deep
is
internet.
Joe Rogan? Where are you getting this information?
Actually, the guy that started Reddit. That's why I thought you were going somewhere with that because I just
That
listened to
guy's
the podcast
dead,
with
though.
him. No, the
Isn't he?
guy, his friend is dead,
Oh.
or a guy he knew. I don't
You hear
know.
it was
We're just getting crazy.
No, the lady there was a woman that found, no, she was Bitcoin. I'm sorry, yeah. She committed suicide, the Bitcoin creator.
Well,
That's something totally different.
That's completely different. I love that we're talking about shit we know nothing about. So I hope people listen to this podcast and think they get something from it.
But you know what? Listening to Paul explain the visuals that he's seeing on Space Sticks was actually quite entertaining.
That might be a new part of the show. Is we'll just have Paul look at stuff and tell us about it.
Tell him to go to lemonparty.org.
Lemon Party?
Yeah, .org. Yeah, it might not actually. That might not do anything for you because you've seen things that I've never even dreamed of.
How do you spell it? Lemon. L-E.
Like the fruit lemon.
Party?
Yeah. .org.
That doesn't sound gross at all.
They talked about it on 30 Rock. That's how I knew about it.
Oh, wow. Okay, what I'm seeing right now is very disgusting. You want me to explain it?
Please.
The picture that it's a bed. On it are there are three very, very old men. These men are at least 75 plus. And there's like one dude lying on his back making out with another naked old man, while a third naked, very old, gray-haired man gives him a blowjob. And I haven't even entered the site yet. It just says
Don't go any further than that.
It says enter here. Our other sites are here, but this is just like, and there's all these little fingers pointing to this picture saying click the pic, click the pic.
Don't click the pic, but that's just a little taste of like these are the things you put in an email like and you trick your coworkers into clicking on and then they get in trouble. So
sounds like you get fired for that.
Maybe. Never been
God,
caught.
that's just nasty.
And this is why you have to get your computer repaired. It's because of Brandon making you look at that stuff.
Yeah, my hard drive cannot unsee that.
Yes. I'm crying. It's so fantastic.
Yeah, you didn't see
Well,
it.
let's back up real quick. How do you know about this website, Brandon?
Because I've been tricked to click on it before. Same with Tub Girl. Don't Google Tub Girl.
Too late.
Don't tell me not to Google something because I'm gonna look up Tub Girl.
Tub Girl is by far the worst thing I've ever seen, and I saw it for like a millisecond and then shut my laptop really quick.
What was it? Let's explain for what you saw for a millisecond.
Tub Girl, you don't want to look at it and describe it to Josh?
Whatever Josh wants. Josh is the master here. Do you think it would be funnier to hear Brandon explain Tub Girl or for me to look it up myself?
Why don't you go ahead and look it up?
I need to find Tub Girl. Then we need to move on or something because we got to figure this out though. So I'm Googling Tub Girl, right? Because that's not a website. It's not www.tubgirl.
I have no idea.
Actually, I think it might be .com. It's been a long time. This was like early internet like trickery.
Oh, this is probably done by now. This is early. You're talking like how long ago?
Yeah, maybe like 2004, 2005.
Tub Girl. Okay, so we'll see if she's on there somewhere. Maybe she's moved on.
Maybe she's Shower Girl now.
Maybe she started her own. Oh, Tub Girl a feature of Tub Girl at Tub Girl. Tub Girl, the original Tub Girl photo. Oh boy, here we go. 18 plus, click to view. Okay, my computer is gonna get fucked because of this.
Abort. Abort.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is awesome. Okay. Oh. Wow. How do I begin to describe what the fuck I'm seeing? Okay, it's not what I thought it would be. I thought it would be a bathtub and would be involved somewhere, but it's not. It is in fact a really, 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 really obese woman, naked. We're talking Jabba the Hutt. And there's a naked man fucking her in what appears to be the navel. He's not having intercourse with her vagina. She's seated upright like Jabba the Hutt, and then he's just like fucking her stomach, like right in her belly button. It's like a moving.
I don't know that that's the original, because the original that I saw for a millisecond was a lady in a tub, in fact in a tub, and she must have had like put different like mixture colored of paint into her rectum, and she was shooting it out of her like.
Oh, that's way worse.
Yeah. This is disgusting, and like a chocolate fountain.
Oh wow. Okay, that's bad.
Yeah.
What I just saw was stupid.
Yeah. That's not the tub girl I was talking about. It might be a different girl.
She was a tubby girl though.
That's true. But the tub comes from bathtub.
A giant belly, and a guy was just trying to stick his dick in her navel.
That's just more interesting than anything, I guess.
It is very interesting. I mean, but oh well, tub girl, we tried it.
Yeah, you know what you need to install? You need to install a Chrome extension called AdBlock Plus. It's free, and it
got it.
Shut down. You got it? Okay, good.
Oh yeah, it's been working pretty well. I had to reinstall everything after I got it fixed with these guys because they didn't do all that stuff. So yeah, AdBlock Plus is pretty sweet. It blocks about 95% of advertisements. So
yeah, and
I like
you don't
it.
have to watch ads before YouTube videos, and
yeah, I love
fantastic.
that.
But
so
okay, speaking
I'm really
of
glad. By all means, go ahead.
I
was gonna say
a lot of knowledge of this subject for some reason.
I'm really glad that our very introspective show about men being men in their 30s and how life is has basically dropped down to we're just a bunch of 12-year-olds playing Mystery Science Theater with a bunch of videos on the internet, like as if the internet just happened and this is the first time that we're on it. Or we're playing that improv game where we can't see the video but we have to explain it.
It's funny. It's funny though.
It makes you think, you know? Like think about that guy who was giving it to that lady's belly button. I mean, what's going through his head? Like, what bills did he have to pay to be put in this situation where he had to like get $10 to be photographed doing that?
He looked like he was enjoying himself. He was fully erect. I mean, if I'd be there, there's like no chance in hell of that happening. I mean, enough Viagra in the world to put me in the mood to be around her. So
yeah, if there was $1 million sitting there, you'd probably get a nice stiffy.
I don't know if I get I don't know if money gives me boners.
Well, it should.
I know that's my problem.
So you were saying, Brandon, about knowing a lot about this stuff.
Well, perhaps we should move on, but it's So on Reddit last week there was a photo series of two paraplegic people, and they were a husband and wife, and it was just like, click on this, to see the definition of true love, or something like that, and like I didn't realize it was like something dirty, but you click on it and it's these two basically invalids, and they're sitting, I guess, leaning on the beach together, and then the next shot they're like having drinks or whatever, and then the next shot they're like fully naked in their bedroom, and like they're like positioned in certain ways. And I was like, what? Who would do this? This is crazy. Like why are they taking pictures of paraplegic people getting it on? And then I was like, reading the comments, like, okay, what is this all about? And apparently it was just this married couple, and they we wanted to have these pictures taken, and have our handlers because they have people who they pay to help them, be intimate with each other.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's like a legitimate job. You
It's
basically
a real job, yeah.
like, go ahead and pop me in. I can't do it myself, so can you go ahead and stick me in?
Right, or they put them
Get
in
me
like
started.
harnesses and then
Yeah.
do the pulleys and stuff like that. But they were saying, and so something that was like at first glance was like, oh, gross. Why would you do this? It turned out to be like something kind of positive in a way, saying like, for other paraplegic people out there, other disabled people, don't let society tell you that you're gross, you're weird. We can still experience love and intimacy and stuff, and but I was just like how do you like to be that person who's like putting the puzzle pieces together? That seems like not a very good job. Yes, it's high paying, right?
Yeah, it would be. It's like being. I mean, you have to actually go to school for it and be like a borderline physical therapist to do it. But
Day one. Okay. Diploma.
This is. It's like those
This is
people
where
that.
it goes. This is where it goes. And this is
Seriously though, anybody that works with handicapped people, they make bank. I mean, with hospitals and hospice care, they can make a lot of money.
So what
Yeah.
you're saying is I could pay someone to come in and I could just lay there and they'll move me around and do stuff and I don't have to like do anything for myself anymore?
No, because you're not like handicapped. I mean, if your back goes out, if you herniated disc or something, yeah, you could have somebody to come over But the thing is you'd have to have a girlfriend who also is like crippled, because if she's not, she'll be able to take care of you without any assistance.
Well, what if you're married and you're just not into your wife anymore and she's not into you, but you just want to be intimate? So can you hire, someone to be the butler and then come make you guys have sex?
Yeah, you can, but it's probably going to be a lot less expensive to just go bang somebody else.
I was really just throwing that one up for Brandon since he's the only married guy in this equation.
Yeah.
I don't know that there are what you call sex butlers who would do that for you, but hey, if Mr. Belvedere is willing to pop, oh, he's dead, man. Rest
I
in
bet you
peace.
Tony Danza would come do it. He is the
Danza.
boss.
He's the boss.
He'd show her who the boss is.
Rim shot. No? All right.
Not too late.
Too late. All right, speaking of intimate relationships, Paul, how's your intimate relationship going these days?
Pretty good. No complaints. See, I've been seeing this girl since probably, gosh, it's been September. I can't remember shit like that. It was September when I met her. So it's basically just been pretty much a casual thing through most of the winter and fall, and then all of a sudden it's just kind of starting to fall into relationship territory. We're doing workouts together. She's sleeping over, a few nights a week. She's bringing over the little bags of like she's got a toothbrush here. She's got, so that's starting to happen.
How does that make you feel?
Right now I'm fine with it. Like I'm indifferent. I figure like it was either don't see her anymore or see where it goes. And I knew that the first option would really suck. So because we tried it, like around January, she sat down and she was emotional, and girls are, and she had the whole "where is this going" speech, and I don't think this is going where I want it to go, and I don't think we should see each other anymore. She did that whole thing like 4 months ago, and then within 2 weeks she was texting me to hang out again. So I'm like, oh, okay, did we just not have the conversation of we didn't want to see each other? And I figured she just wanted some of the the PHC again. So I was like, hey, all right. And then it just kind of went back into the same mode, and then we had the same brick wall about a month ago, and I'm like, damn it. All right, fine, whatever. So it looks like now it's pretty serious.
As he takes a big swallow after. Yeah, a little serious.
Yeah, I think.
Have if anything, we've proved on this episode tonight that guys can talk about naked fat people and lemons and tubs and whatever shit we were looking at. Yet when we talk about girls and relationships, but we're not good at it. We're not as eloquent.
We had a really good, elegant conversation about it when I talked to her. You know, the words were there, but now it's like talking about it. It's just weird because it's like other dudes, and you just don't want to sound like a pussy. So, but I don't understand because you and Brandon both know that I'm a pussy. So it's like, who cares? But it is what it is. So now, are you still not discussing your intimacy? Is that a rule where
I am so bitter and jaded with the idea of relationships that no, it's part of my therapy. We've gotten a little off track with my therapy as of late, and probably need to get back with that. But yeah, I'm still bitter and jaded. I just can't.
You're in therapy?
Brandon's my personal therapist, and this show has been going down the road of helping each other with our emotional lives, and you as well. And I'm completely averting right now. I don't want to talk about it. But
I was gonna say, Paul is saying like, oh, he's a pussy or whatever. I don't think that at all. I think that of the three of us, Paul is the most open, like nothing to hide, willing to talk about anything. Like, go for it. He's an open book. I think you're much more, I don't know, solidified than us.
I appreciate it.
I will 100% agree with that. Paul's never shied away from speaking about anything, and I don't think we've ever referred to you as a pussy or thought of you as a lesser man because of the fact that you want a girlfriend. That's cool. That's no problem.
I think it's gotten to the point where it's starting to make sense for me because I didn't meet this girl wanting a girlfriend. We just kind of hit it off, and the intimacy, I mean, the sex was like fantastic, like on a different level of anything that I've experienced. And I've had sex with a lot of girls, and right off the bat, it was just the most energy I've ever felt from another person. And she's my age, so she's not like, these dumb young girls. She's very independent, which at first was very intimidating to me. I was like, okay, well, I don't have my shit together. This girl's, she's a school teacher. She's doing a lot of different things that, she has a busy schedule. She's tutoring, that kind of stuff. But she's, independent and pretty much taking care of herself her whole life. And, Chicago born. Parents moved to the country as immigrants, and when she was, 2 years old, her parents and her family moved to the United States, and they pretty much made a great life for themselves from scratch, from nothing, from being just poor immigrants to building businesses. And she's got aunts and uncles that are engineers, and her parents are successful business owners. And I like people like that. They're not like, I meet so many of these ditzy, dumbass white girls who it's like I'll walk in, for example, like I'll date a girl 27 years old, and she's got a better apartment than I'll probably have in the next 5 years, just because of her goddamn parents. No other reason. Just I picked it out, liked it. Parents co-signed for it, and like, oh, good for fucking you. It's like your first starter apartment is a high rise, and downtown you've done absolutely nothing to get it. I like people that have worked and kind of carved out a nice little life for themselves through hard work. And she's one of those types of people. So,
Josh, have you met this lady, Josh?
I believe I have not.
No.
Last time I was in Chicago, it wasn't feasible for us to get together. So no, I have not.
I think you need to give her the old Gemini treatment.
The old profiling to find out what kind of human being she is. We might have to arrange that.
Yeah, when next time you come back to town, we'll arrange something.
Get a GoPro camera and then, hide it on you somewhere, or put on your belt buckle or something. And
GoPro camera.
Yeah, and then give it the Josh treatment.
Brandon is obsessed with this new thing that Josh should film himself 24/7 now.
Honest to God, I would watch that
every day. He has been beating me up about this.
We had a 4-hour conversation last time he was in town. I was like, dude, there's no reason why you shouldn't have like a YouTube channel where you just like film it. Like, there are people who have the most boring lives and they
Exactly.
sit in front of a stupid computer and like, oh, today I did homework and then I watched the new Teen Wolf show and I really like this character. It's like, no, like 1 week you're in, the South and then the North, and you're all over the country. You're meeting all kinds of people, doing all kinds of different things, business stuff, music stuff. I would watch that. That's more interesting. And some of these people, they're making 40 grand a month off their stupid YouTube boring lives. And you have good equipment, you have good connections, you have like good rapport with people. That is so much more interesting than some of the crap that's out there. You should do that. Why wouldn't you do that?
I support this.
I don't have a reason. I've been mulling it over and I think about it all the time, and I really don't feel like my life's that eventful. But I mean, the more you talk about it, you're probably right. I think it's the pure laziness of the fact that I'm constantly shooting and editing video for other people. That to do it for myself would be smart, but I'm just lazy. I don't know. That and I just feel like I'm clearly hiding out from the world, and I don't want all eyes on me anymore.
I think what really boils down to is Brandon wants to see you mac on some girls.
I've seen plenty of that, and it is impressive however, like, the more impressive thing is not macking, but in the same way approaching a complete stranger, and not someone who's like, a hot chick or something that you're looking to, knock the boots with or something, but like a 60-year-old lady who's just sitting by herself. It's like, hey, how are you doing? What are your hopes and dreams? And what's the last book you read? It's like, who does that? It's like, that's interesting. It's like talking to people, meeting people. That's cool.
Well,
it is cool.
I haven't said no yet. I just been debating on whether or not I want to put the work in to do it. I guess I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out the best feasible way to do it and make it interesting.
You know what they call that type of lifestyle? That type of personality or whatever? Or that's basically like running for Congress. You're just walking up to, hey, how you doing? What's your dreams? You'd make a great congressman.
Yeah, I just don't want the fallout that comes with that. Like, I get tired of all the negative stuff that comes with that stuff. I think.
Well, but you're not asking for anything in return. You're not trying to like get them to sign up for gym memberships. You're not trying to bring them home with you or something. You're just interested in meeting people.
Right. Well, no, I mean that meeting people's fine and doing all that's fine. I think it's more of the like putting it online so everyone else can see it and then being judged of why I'm doing it. I just want attention and he's a douchebag and all this kind of stuff. Like,
hey, people are saying that anyway. You might as well, do what you want to do. Be creative and have something to look back on and be like, whoa. Like, just think, if you had video footage of, you throughout your 20s, you could look back at that and be like, wow, I really did a bunch of things. And I did some things I'm maybe not so proud of, but it's all there, and, that's your legacy. You got a chance now to do that, and now that you're even more a little more stable, you can do that.
All right, well.
Interesting. It'd be interesting. Okay, people out there, if you're watching this, email us or give us comments down below and stuff like that and say, yes, I would watch this show. Do it. You've got to do it. Encourage him to do something.
All right, fair enough. We'll leave it up to the people to decide whether or not I want to put my whole life on display or at least pieces of my life, and I need to decide pretty soon because I ain't getting any younger. So I just don't want to be I don't want to do it to be famous or get myself famous for doing it. I'll do it for like the interesting and looking back on it, kind of archival reasons. But I'm not doing it so people will pay attention to me. So.
Well, here's the thing: is don't even like tell people about it, or don't like post the links, stuff like that, and let the audience build organically. Like someone comes across it and says, "Hey, I like this," and I'll subscribe, and then they share it to their friends or something, and you could build this whole thing without ever promoting it at all. And that way, the people who are following you because they're interested in you and they're interested in watching this this content, and not because you went to high school with someone and you posted on Facebook and they feel obligated to look at it one or two times. It's like, do that. And it's like if someone's like, oh hey man, you're a prick who's like narcissistic and just it's like, hey, I didn't tell you to watch it. I never once told anybody to watch it. If you are, good for you, but I don't care if you don't.
I like that angle. I think I could play off that. I think that's probably the smartest way to do it.
So you've got what, like 2 weeks till your birthday?
I don't know
Something like
3 weeks.
Today's the 6th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
All right.
So what are your birthday plans then?
I don't have any. Apparently I'm going to start filming myself on my birthday. Maybe that'd be a good day to start. So all right. So we'll put it out there. I will film myself starting on my birthday every day for the next year, and we'll see what happens.
What's this GoCam stuff? How are you gonna do that? Like, is it like a thing that you put on your lapel or a hidden glasses cam?
Oh, GoPro.
Yeah.
That's just a little camera that the skateboarders and stuff use, or they put on your helmet, or you put it on your bike or something like that. It's just a small little camera. I mean, I got cameras and stuff, but you were just saying that'd be a good way to do it. I'm not going to film myself 24/7. I think I'll just pick out a highlight every day of what I'm doing, and then that'll be the video for the day, because I'm not going to do hours and hours of footage every day.
You don't have to, and I don't think anyone would watch that,
Right.
But 2 minutes, no problem. Maybe 5, but I wouldn't go more than 5.
I think the hard part would be picking out what's the most interesting part of my day.
Well, I mean, you'll know when on that day.
I don't.
Well,
my life is like an episode of The Simpsons. It starts out one direction and ends a completely different direction.
Yeah, there's your story.
That's what makes it entertaining.
Yeah.
Oh.
And The Simpsons has been on for what, 26 years?
At least.
Yeah, almost 25 years, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't there like 5,000th episode or something happening, or something ridiculous?
That could be you.
Yeah.
How did I was gonna ask? How did you guys spend the 4th of May?
The only way you should spend the 4th of May. Watching the original trilogy first, and then watching the prequels.
How excited are you for either of you guys about the news of the new cast and all this Episode 7 hoopla going around? Any thoughts on that?
You know what? I think it'll be a good movie. First of all, but I do like that they have Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Leia, and those people like carrying on the tradition from the original. But the people that they got to play the other roles, I'm not sold on. Like, have you ever seen the show Girl? I've actually talked about this on an earlier show with Josh.
I've never saw Girls. I know one of the actors is from Girls.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Well, so like every critic says, oh, Girls is the funniest, most inventive, creative, best written comedy on TV. And so I watch it. And I was like, this is not good. So I watched every single episode, just waiting for it to get good, because it's like, am I missing something here? What's going on?
You're missing something completely, and that's a vagina. That show is not for you.
Hey, Judd Apatow says it's great, so who knows?
I mean, it's for 21-year-old girls.
Anyway, maybe. Well, the guy who I hate the most on the show, this big, goofy weirdo, is like one of the leads. I don't know if he's like a new Sith, or if he's one of the Jedi, or I don't know. But I hate him, and he's like one of the main characters, so I'm worried about that.
Yeah, the movie is about the Sith. It's called The Ancient Fear, is the title they're going to run with. And I know the old guy. I don't know. I haven't seen him, but the oldest guy that they cast, Max von something. He's like a really old guy. He's playing like some like a Yoda version of a Sith version of Yoda. So it's kind of like 30 years of since Jedi. It's supposed to be 30 years after Return of the Jedi. 30 years of like really good peace, but like this ancient evil. I guess they got something. They won't reveal a lot of plot details, but they gave like the name of the film. And there's a lot of like you said. I think it could be a good movie. I think it has potential with the right directors. The guy that's writing it, Lawrence Kasdan, wrote Empire Strikes Back. We know that was the strongest of the original trilogy. Lucas isn't really directing or dealing with writing dialogue, so yeah, as long as Mark Hamill's great. We loved him. I mean, Harrison Ford. So I'm excited, and it comes out on my birthday. That is, holy cow, December 18th.
2015,
And
yeah.
speaking of which,
Here.
here's the only thing I'm not thrilled about, and it's the most minute point, is that it's coming out in December and not
Yes.
May.
Not
Because
May.
the original came out on my birthday in 1977, and it's always come around that week in May. And now all of a sudden it's going to come out in December. I find that to be weird. And then the only thing I hope they do, which they won't, because I mean, of course they're going to do this, but is not to have any trailers for it. Because when the original came out, there was no trailers. You didn't know what it was. You went in and you saw this crazy thing. And it'd be nice to see a movie that we know has a build-up to it that doesn't have to show a trailer. We have no idea what it's going to be when we go into it. That would be awesome.
Actually, I don't know where you heard that. There's Star Wars trailers for the original. Look
Well,
it
I'm
up.
talking like 1977. Like,
Yeah.
Not that I know there's trailers. I mean, when that thing released, there was no hype behind it at all.
No hype behind it at all. Yeah, you're
Then they
right. I
made
mean,
trailers and that kind of stuff. I'm just talking about like they give away entire movies now in trailers. So it'd be really
Yeah.
cool. Like everyone is going to go see this movie. Hands down. We're all gonna go
regardless,
see it.
yeah.
So they don't need to show shit. They should just be like Star Wars, go see it, and just let everyone go see it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they don't need a trailer. I mean,
Like start a new thing where we don't even show trailers anymore. We just be like, there's the movie, go check it out.
yeah.
You almost think that trailers are for it's you're trying to convince people to see it. So like people are going to see this no matter what. Why bother? But it's Disney, right? Like of course they're going to like market the crap out of this and have
They've
all
already
the
started.
toys out. Oh yeah.
Halfway. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. The decision they said with that was Disney, when they took over the ownership of it, they wanted to put them out, for Christmas season because that's when they're going to make the most money. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. You could release it in the middle of summer. You could release it in February. Who cares? It's Star Wars. It's going to break the box office records.
There's another Disney franchise that owns May and June now.
The Marvel, yeah.
Exactly. So they're not going to compete with themselves, which is
yeah.
bullshit. I mean, Star Wars comes out in the summer. It's a summer blockbuster, not a winter movie. But
Yeah,
what do I know? I don't know. But this has been a very techie episode, so rightfully so that we ended talking about Star Wars and covered a lot in this. But before we go, we want to thank Paul for joining us tonight and telling us the stories about fixing his computers with his French African friends and delighting us with his stories of his romance and everything. And more importantly, adding a new segment to the show where he explains what he's seen on the internet.
I think it's gold. That's comic gold.
For sure. So there's one more segment of the show that I love to get to before we end, and here we are, Brandon, with your segment of the show. So here's just the tip from Brandon.
Just the tip, hey man. Okay, so yesterday I texted Josh, and I said, "Hey man."
Is it texted or is it text? Is it past tense?
I think it's texted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The action is texting. If I texted you yesterday, it's in the past tense. Text is what is the content of it. Who cares?
Okay.
Okay. So I texted Josh yesterday. I said, "Hey, should we do a show tomorrow night? Meaning tonight." And he writes back to me, "Kiss?" ? I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about, man?" And all these things are running through my mind, and I laugh. Obviously, it's not meant for me. It was meant for someone else, and it wasn't even about kissing. It was about the band Kiss, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, as a weird thing, say, "Hey, you want to do a show tonight? Kiss? If we kiss, I don't know. We should talk about that kiss." So my tip of the day is pay attention to what you're doing. Look at the recipient of, before you start texting, because that could have been a lot worse, right? Could have been, someone texting in and someone you don't really want to talk to, but then you say, "Hey, sweetie," or I don't know what the hell you text. And I would love to look at your phone and audit all of your texting. And you're saying like, "Oh, this person texted me and saying this," and I'm like, "Oh, drama." Are you making that up, or is that really authentic? I'd like to know. I want to maybe one show you'll send me a transcript of some of your texts, and I'll go through and audit them for consistency with your stories.
Well, first things first. Now I was serious. I mean, you want to kiss? Yeah. Well,
I think at some point some movie, there's gonna be a mix-up, and then that's gonna
We'll have
happen.
to.
Not like Matt Parker and Trey Stone in Basketball. I would never ever do that with you, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what the script holds. I'm writing the script, so it's not going to be in this one.
Fair
but
enough.
You never know.
Fair enough.
I'm open. Hey, you know what? Hey, if anything, I'm a non-judgmental person. So if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
Anywho.
Never close any doors. Never burn any bridges.
Well, I was going to explain what I was texting, but I'm just going to leave it now. I'm not even going to explain myself.
You don't have to.
I don't need to explain myself at all. And one day we'll go through my texts. I delete them all, so I don't even care. So.
Hey, we do have a giant 11 by 20 poster of you sticking your finger in my mouth, so just keep that in mind.
That's true. All right. Well, on that note, thanks, Paul, for joining us. And Brandon, it's been a pleasure as always. So thank you out there for tuning in and watching another episode. We'll see you next time on the Dirty 30s.